Yo, what's going on? Gabe Henderson here alongside Bucky Brooks from NFL Network. And Bucky, always a pleasure talking to a fellow North Carolinian, Raleigh,
right.
North Carolinian.
That's right.
And you
That's
don't see
right.
much of us around here. So the fact being from North Carolina and still being able to live a dream like this.
Yeah, it's been great. Like, it's been great the entire NFL journey, not only being the player, but now being on the other side in the media part of it. It's fantastic. And so what's great about this event is we get a chance to watch a bunch of other kids kind of live out some of their dreams. So it should be fun.
It should be fun. This is the time of the year where you look at it and say, okay, well, this is the guessing side. So everyone is a GM right now.
Oh, yeah.
But General Manager Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah, we know he talked yesterday. We know this is, this is the first time being a GM. So how do you think that changes what the Vikings do versus what they've done in the past when it comes to the draft?
Well, I think you have a couple of different things. You have a new general manager, which changes the way the front office may look at the game and team building. And then you have a new head coach, Kevin O'Connell, that comes in who has his own ideas in terms of how you build the ideal team.
Mm-hmm.
And so you would like to think it's going to be a collaborative effort where the general manager and the head coach get on the same page and they begin to make decisions to build the ideal team as they see fit. And so it could be a huge change from the way that it looked under Rick Spielman and Mike Zimmer.
Being a part of coaching changes, what does that do for you when you have a new regime come in or you go to a new team and there's a new energy? What does that do for the player?
Well, I mean, I think the players have to understand, well, there are no free lunches, no passes, because now you have new evaluators coming in. They look at all the tape from last year. They're trying to figure out who fits in the new scheme, which guys do they view as core players. So ultimately, there's going to be some change, and so everyone is on high alert, and it becomes real for everybody when you begin to bring in free agents and draft picks, because those guys are now the other guys. They're the new guys, and so they're so everyone has to kind of raise their energy level. Everyone has to be ready to kind of perform at a high level in OTAs and off-season workouts and those things.
You always talk about I was listening to Move the Sticks podcast, and you always talk about building inside out. So if you have your interior set, like your defensive line, defensive tackle, middle linebacker, you can work on the outside. I feel like the Vikings now, they have to go outside in. How does that affect the identity of the team when working outside in the offseason?
Well, I mean, the difference is so you'll hear this thing, and it's true in every sport. Baseball, basketball, and football, you want to be strong right down the middle. And so in football, being strong down the middle is you need to be able to control the line of scrimmage, stop the run on early down so you can make people throw an obvious passing situation. So then you can unleash your pass rushers. So for the Minnesota Vikings, being strong down the middle or going from outside in is, hey, make sure you're stout enough on the inside. Make sure you have enough players in the rotation at pass rusher that can impact the game. And then on the outside and the perimeter, do you have enough cover guys that can not only play zone, but maybe they can play man-to-man? Because in this league, the ball is coming out so quick. If you can't cover tight man-to-man, it makes it hard for you.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, the pass rush goes hand-in-hand with pass defense. Right? And cornerback safety, you can have the best cornerbacks in the league, but if you don't have a good pass rush, it negates, and vice versa. But speaking of outside in, being a former cornerback, you got the Vikings taking George Karlaftis at the 12th overall pick. Why do you think a pass rusher is, more important than a cornerback?
Well, so going all the way back old school ball, the pass rush affects the coverage more than the coverage can affect the pass rush. In this league, it's about knocking the quarterback down. And we're seeing that you have to have more pass rushes to be able to do it. So now let's think about where Kevin O'Connell comes from. He comes from a situation where you had Aaron Donald, you had Von Miller, you had Leonard Floyd. In that Super Bowl, we can talk about what they did to win it with Cooper Kupp. It was a pass rush that was able to get it done. And so from an offensive standpoint, you understand the challenges of dealing with the team and a defense that has multiple guys that can get after it. So a guy like George Karlaftis, you think about, okay, if we get Danielle Hunter playing back, we now have another pass rusher. It enables us to be able to compete. Because remember, we're anticipating Aaron Rodgers coming back. You always want to build your team to win the division. So if the Packers are the team that is at the top of the division with their quarterback, what can we do to knock them off?
Right. I mean, having a guy in Danielle Hunter on contract, on the roster next year, that you say that, and you look at that and say, okay, well, we can get to the quarterback. If he's healthy, we can do that. So how much do you think that changes from putting him from a three-point stance that he's been in his entire career to a two-point stance now with the 3-4 defense and Donatel?
It's all like semantics, right? Like people talk about 4-3, 3-4, but in reality, 70% of the game is going to be nickel coverage. And so we think about nickel coverage, nickel defense, he's going to put his hand down and he's going to come off the edge. Maybe on early downs, maybe on first downs, he'll stand up on occasion. But good coaches, they're going to have their pass rushers rush. And so he may stand up and everyone's like, oh, he's an outside linebacker, but he's coming most of the time. And so he'll figure it out, and maybe it frees Danielle Hunter up. Maybe he is able to do it from a two-point stance. But I think at the end of the day, you want guys that can sack the quarterback to get after the quarterback. I don't think you'll get too cute trying to figure out how to put him in coverage just because it says they're 3-4.
Lastly, what does success look like for the Vikings this weekend? I know there's only drills, there's only metrics and numbers, but what does success look like with this new regime?
Finding guys who have the right mindset, the right mentality to be Vikings. When you're a new head coach and you're a new general manager, you want to make sure that you set the standard for here's what we expect guys that come into the organization to have. Are they tough? Are they competitive? Can we hold them accountable? Are they going to play hard? And can they perform with the bright lights? That's the thing. And so you can get all the stuff from looking at drills, but the most important part of it is going to be the interview part of it. Can you find and identify a collection of guys that appear to have the right stuff, the right makeup to be Vikings? You get that sorted out this weekend, you can figure out the tape and all of those stuff as it gets closer to the draft.
I love it. Appreciate you, Bucky.
Hey, man.
Yes, sir. Hey,
got it.
As always, I'll see you in the future sometime in there soon.
That's right. We got it.
All right, let's do it. Appreciate you.